Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Art 7. Happy Thursday. Where we left off yesterday was with the basic shapes with 1-point perspective. This was the last sheet you were finishing up. You had the squares and rectangles facing you, working on 1-point perspective with the horizon line. Remember, here's the horizon line, and you put in your own vanishing point. You then took your ruler, line it up with the vanishing point, rotate the ruler to the edge of the shape, and draw that line. Obviously, when that line goes towards the vanishing point and it's about to collide into another shape, you stop. So here is this one shape right here. You can see this is the front, side, bottom. How did I know how big to make each one of those sides? With these shapes, it's pretty easy because I have a natural place to connect the lines. So if I make this ruler parallel to the top of this rectangle and connect the perspective lines and stop there, you can see where it stops. Then I know that's the point to start at here. And then I make the ruler parallel to this side, right? Because that's the side. And there you go. So now I know how big to make it. So the next sheet you're going to be doing are these interesting shapes. They're a little different. So how do we know how big to make the sides? That's the tricky part. Sorry about the lighting. I have one of my bulbs that's starting to go out. Anyway, so here's the vanishing point in the middle. I'm going to put my pencil on the vanishing point, put my ruler down, push my ruler to my pencil, and I'm going to rotate the ruler till it hits the corner of this shape. So remember, this is the front, and now I'm going to make the bottom and the side. So from the point, I'm going to draw a light perspective line. You can see that there. And I'm going to continue to rotate the ruler until I hit each point. So there's a point there. There's another one, and so on and so forth. So vanishing point, rotate to that point. Draw a perspective line. I'm going to keep rotating. And I'm going to rotate again, connecting only the points that clear the perspective line. So in other words, so see how this one I'm not going to draw because I'd have to draw through the front of the shape. So you're only drawing to the bottom and the side of the shape. Here's the last point. I'm going to line up my vanishing point to the point on that shape. So now I have all my perspective lines drawn. So now I need to draw the edges to close it off to make it a form. So again, using your ruler, the simplest thing to do is to line up the bottom edge with this here, and then slide it down so it's parallel. And I'm going to draw my first line connecting these two lines here. Only connect two lines. So now I have a point here. So now this point is going to go up parallel to this. So I'm going to line up my ruler with this side, scooch over my ruler so it's parallel till I hit where this meets, and then connect those two lines. Uh-oh, now I got a curve. So I'm gonna pass on the curve, and I'm gonna go back over to here. How do I know how big to make it? I'm gonna guess that this is about here. And again, I'm going to line up my ruler parallel to the edge of the shape, and I'm going to slide it over, and then I'm going to connect. And then I'm going to go to the next side. I'm going to line up the side, keep it parallel, slide it down, make that line. Oops. Now I have this, and you can see that I guessed wrong. So maybe that was a bad idea to do it that way. So let's keep going in a continuous line all the way around. So so start at the bottom and make your way around. So I started here, then I went to this side, and now I have the curve. So I'm going to try to make the curve, I'm going to follow that line the same, right, parallel. So it's the same curve. Notice that I'm doing it lightly. And now I have a point to work from here. Line up the ruler parallel, slide it down till you find that point. Bring it across. There it is. Now it's all the same thickness. Okay, here's the next point. Line up the ruler with the side of the edge of the shape, slide it over till you see the point that it meets on the perspective line, and then connect. And now I'm going to go back over where I erased, and I'm going to make those lines darker, connecting the points. Just think about always connecting points, just like in math. At the end of your line segment, there's always points. So you can now see that these are all even, and that makes sense. So let's try this one on the bottom. This is a really hard one. I think you guys are going to get these pretty easily. Remember, you just want to always draw your lines parallel. So step one, vanishing point, ruler, rotate to a point on the shape. Vanishing point, point on the shape. Vanishing point, point on the shape. Vanishing point, point on the shape. Okay, so I've gotten all the sides here, but what about the bottom? If I draw a line from here, that doesn't make sense because it's going through the shape. But look at this one over here. So I'm going to go to the vanishing point, and I'm going to rotate it, and I'm going to pick up that point right there. So that makes sense because now I can see the side of that shape. I'm going to try this other point here. Now see, that goes through the front of the shape, so I don't want to do that. So I'm done with all my perspective lines. So what's next? Making the form. So I'm going to choose one side and work my way around. So if I start here and I line up my ruler parallel to the shape, and I'm going to use the thickness of my ruler on this one. So I'm just going to close off these two lines here, the perspective line. So that's here, this creates this side. Here's where this line meets up with the perspective line. Again, start at the shape, find the line, and move the ruler parallel, and then connect. You can see how I connected that. So now I have to connect this one to this side, but now I have this weird curve. So again, I am trying to make the line perfectly parallel to this, just like I did. This is the shape side, then here's the parallel, here's this line, this one is parallel. So now I have to make this parallel. And of course, if I put it here, it's not going to connect. It's not going to look right. So I need to try to make it look like it's the same thickness. So I have to start at this point. I'm going to bring it down, and I'm going to try. This is like kind of like a half of a C. So don't think of it as anything other than that. It's like kind of like you're drawing the letter C. So I'm going to mimic that. You can see how that is parallel. And there you go. So now I'm going to go back, I'm going to darken in my lines. And then this one, if I line up my ruler with this, I don't see where the shape ends, where this side of the shape ends. So that's just going in. So I'm just going to shade this in so you can see. See how that goes behind? And then this is the top of this form now. So try doing this sheet, and remember, step one, find your vanishing point, make all the lines, and then close off the form. Remember to keep all your lines parallel. So that's page 1. And then page 2 is the same thing, and your vanishing point is all the way over here. So you're connecting these points to this vanishing point this way. Okay, so this one's a challenge. I'm not going to take you through that because I think you're going to get it. Do the best you can, have fun with it, and get these done today so that tomorrow we can start getting into lettering, which is really fun because you're going to be able to make block lettering, and eventually we'll do your names, and I think you'll really enjoy that. Have a great day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.